What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. LA Mamba. It is January 7, 2024. It is Sunday, 8:37 a.m. and we're about to open up the shop in a little bit. This is continuation video number 5 for the Mamba Mentality series, made for the year of the Mamba and my views on the tire shop business. So this this is a point in time where I feel I'm really happy I'm in the labor force of the workforce. I'm talking about the blue collar. Right now as I speak, I feel that it's a very, very good thing that I'm in this type of business. I don't know if the other companies and stuff are losing money right now. I mean, it's kind of too early to tell unless you're inside that type of business. Because I did notice differences. This is a very weird year, and yeah, it's kind of dropped a little bit. But for us, we're really busy, a lot of work, and we're gonna probably have a lot of work today. But when it comes to like the behavior of people, it kind of changed a little bit. So I'm wondering if if it's affecting a lot to the other type of business that is not labor. But for sure, I can tell you that it's very good for us, people that are actually doing the work and continue to get money consistently. And but as business goes, you always have to adjust. And with this video today is about raising prices. Back in the day, when inflation, it was just the same thing over and over. Prices were the same thing over and over for years. No one really adjusts prices. And I noticed it, recently after the pandemic, everybody started raising their prices, and this year is no different. You gotta continue to raise your prices again. Although they say that inflation got like a little calmer, it's still up there, and you need to adjust. Another thing here about California, that the wages went up, so that's pretty much for everybody that drive out the price a little bit more, because everything's gonna cost you a little bit more. Whether it's the tires because they got their prices up, the supplies, your labor, your people that you're paying, right, your employees, and so you have to. I mean, I'm thinking, I don't know about you guys, but I'm thinking like probably the business owners, 95% of the people watching haven't raised their prices yet. And this video is to remind you, and you guys got to raise your prices. And I'm going to give you examples of how I raise my prices, and the thought of the people, what they think, right? So one of the things that they think about a lot in the prices, they gauge their prices, is in the flat repair and the labor, the flat repair, right? And so they pretty much think, okay, how much does it cost? They say average price for the flat repairs in the area is $20, right? So if you have your price at 25, then they're gonna think you're expensive, and as well as everything else gonna be expensive in the shop. But in my case, what I'm doing is I'm keeping it at 20, and I'm raising everything else up. The prices of the used tires, like the smaller sizes, the bigger sizes. The new tires is gonna be more pricey now. So they won't be able to tell by that because it's only gonna be a little bit more. But they will be able to tell on the price of the flat repair. And if they see the flat repair is the same price, then we're like, okay, everything's the same. But in reality, when you're gonna be charging tires, the prices are gonna be a little bit higher. It's kind of sneaky, right? But that's what I came up with. And I think it's gonna work really good. It has been working really good, actually. I've already been trying it, and people don't notice the difference. When I've charged more already this year for everything we sold, when it comes to the new and the used tires, even some labors too. The labors I also went up on prices. So you might lose maybe 1-2 people, but for the majority, all that stuff went up. All the prices went up. So, your main thing is you're in business to make money. You're not in business to please everybody, right? So if you lose 1 or 2, it's all good. For everything else that's going on in the shop, you're making more money, and it will translate a little bit to profit size for you, but at least it's enough to cover costs when it comes to the increased costs of the inflation and the wages for the year, right? So again, for the tire shop owners out there listening that haven't raised their prices, hopefully you guys raised your prices last year. And again, this is another price increase for this year. And again, it's a hard thing to do. I agree. It could be kind of hard because let's just say everything's going good and you kind of feel you don't have to raise your prices. But we're not there yet when it comes down the line, when it comes to already paying more for this and more for that. We're not there yet. I mean, the year just barely started. So, it's just the best thing. I know it's a tough thing to do. But when I started raising prices pandemic time, it was kind of hard at the beginning, but you get used to it, raising the prices, And it's like anything practice. It's kind of like when you haven't fired your first person yet, and you gotta fire somebody, it's the hardest thing in the world. But once you already fire the first one, that's the hardest one, then the next person, it's easier, the next person is easier, and then it's it's kind of normal after that. No problem. Same thing with raising the prices. I know how it is. I've been through it too. But again, this year you gotta raise it. So raise your prices 2024 for the tire shop owners. And you're gonna be making more money, and having some more money for your expenses, right? So when it comes to the people, the customers, paying your tires, the new ones and stuff like that. That's why I've always been a big fan of the low cost tires, because it's an easier reach for people. Because in reality, the way it works is, what they do is they go to work, they make money, and then they'll have in mind their plans, what they gotta buy. Okay, this is this week or that's next week, right? And so they think in terms of, okay, next paycheck, and or in 2 paychecks, or I get paid on Friday, I'll be back. This paycheck, right? So then how much do people really make? How much do the tires cost? And if it's low enough, then they'll buy them right there and then. That just happened to me this week. A lady came in with a Mercedes, and she gave me a receipt of a past price of a Pirelli, 225, 45, 17 Pirelli. It was at the time 180 plus tax. Of course, it's gonna be now more. But she didn't ask me for a price. She's just oh, I want the same one. I'm like, cool. And then I see in the front she has ones that she bought from us in the past, another brand, a low-cost brand. And then I didn't say nothing. I just looked at it, and then she was like, she asked me something, and then I said, oh yeah, like these are different from the back ones. And then she's like, and I said, how do these come out? And then she was like, oh, good. I'm like, good, right? And then they're already wasted. And then I gave her a price. I think she asked me, how much are they? And I said, oh, they cost 105 plus tax, right? And then she's like, big difference from 180 plus tax. And then I said, and we have them in stock too. And then she was thinking in terms of when she came in, you know, next paycheck I'm gonna get them one at least for the other ones. But since it was so low, she kind of like figured it's around the same price, almost one tire to like two low cost ones. So she's like, you know what, do you mind if we put them on now? I was like, nope, let's do it. So I sold 2 new tires right there. And that's just the behavior of the people, of the customer. That's how they think in terms of like, okay, how much money do I have and how much does it cost? I do need them. I'm gonna have to buy them, and this is my favorite spot. I don't want to go nowhere else. I trust this person, just an example. And then so it's a for sure they're gonna buy, but it's a matter of when. And so that's how it works. So that's why I like the low cost. That's why I've been switching over to low cost since the pandemic. Like this kind of stuff, the Decenti tires around here. This is actually the same one that we sold her. That's funny. I just turned the camera and it's right there. But that's what I've been switching over recently to, like the last few years, to like lower cost tires. And I see people are on a budget. Another story is that now this person owns a route of FedEx, and it's a new owner, new to business as well. And he came one time, bought tire, and then it took him about a month or so to pay me for the one tire, which was about 4 phone calls. And then the second time they came again and bought another one, but this time they paid it right there on the spot. But it was his employee who paid it. And then they go back, and then he contacts me through the phone and says, hey, so the price was like 165 plus tax. It comes out to like 180 something, right? And he says, hey, I'm shopping around. I'm looking for prices of like 150. And then I was like, you know, this is really more of a money issue. It's not really about a product issue. And I said, well, these are the ones I recommend. Now, this is a completely different subject from what the lady had, because the lady had a Mercedes small car. You know, there's not a lot of like beating up on the tire. It's gonna last you. But when it comes to a heavy duty truck like a FedEx that you just beat on every single day, a lot of weight on the truck, you know, I always have a better quality tire. And in this case I use the Americas. And so like he said, okay, well, can you get like a cheaper price? And I'm like, yeah, but when it comes to these, I don't mess with, because, you know, one way or another, that tire's not gonna last, right? Hold on, here's the Americas right here. Maybe you guys are familiar with it, maybe not, but these are the Americas. And so I was like, I don't recommend it. I've already been through this. The tire's not gonna last you. I'm gonna look bad. I don't want to ruin my rep when it comes to like this stuff. But again, in my mind, I already know the whole situation. I already been through this over and over and over. I said, in that case, get used tires. You know, used tires, I'm gonna be signing for you to 60 plus tax each, and they're gonna last you about 70% life of what the new ones is, because I get really good ones in like the size 225, 75, 16s. Like out here in Cali, there's a lot of those. There's no shortage of those. There's always gonna be that kind. In my case, I can always get those and good ones, right? And so like I said, you're gonna save a lot of money if you get the used ones. That's gonna be like very good, like tread, good brands too. And by the way, I get some like good stuff like Michelin's, Goodyear's, Bridgestones, Firestones, in those sizes over and over and over. As a matter of fact, I have a whole bunch over there just sitting at the other side of the shop where the restroom area is at. And he's like, okay, that sounds like a better option. And I said, yeah, you're gonna save a lot of money that way. It's like it's a big difference, 165 plus tax compared to 60 plus tax. And so anyways, I pretty much continued the relationship with the customer, and I'm gonna get him some good tires, and I'm gonna I'm gonna do it too on purpose, just to make him happy. Like, so that puts me in the position where I have to perform on my part, and I have to consistently buy more tires in those sizes on purpose, because I know he's gonna come and he's gonna want some, and then I'm gonna put them on, and I want them to last him, so that's fine. That's just a little bit more conscious effort of getting those sizes in on the good stuff. We gotta do that anyways, right? We gotta, buy tires and keep the business going. So might as well just go take a little effort. And my little effort would be on my day off, go to the warehouse and go pick these tires out, and make sure we get them in, and B, get some good ones in. But that's in the future. Right now, I got a bunch of that stuff right now. It's good. But that's how it is right now with the consumers. People are wanting to save some money, and with you putting up the prices, well, you know what? The good thing for our business is that we have a lower cost product compared to the new ones, which is the used tires. If the lady would have been like, oh man, like, just an example, if it was another lady, not this one, that was like, okay, like, even the 105 was expensive and those tires were already wasted, which they were, then what I'll do is I'll offer the used ones, and since that's a real hard size to get right there, the 225, 45, 17s, then I would offer the 215, 50, 17s. And I got some really good ones that I can offer. Like these are some of them right there. Look at a lot of tread, and she would have been happy and had tires and be safe on the road, and she would have saved a lot of money from like 105 plus tax to like, let's say like 50 plus tax each for each used one. So that's the beautiful thing about our business, that you always have like a step down. Now if you have the used tire and it's like, oh, I want cheaper, then it's kind of like two things. Maybe you don't want that customer around, maybe, right? Or number two is maybe figure out like if their tire is good enough to like they can just patch it. Like yesterday I had a customer had a leak, and he's like, I got a leak, how about I just change the tire, right? And I see the size, I'm like, damn, I don't think I'm gonna have the size in my mind, right? Which is a 205 7016. I have to even check, I'm not sure if I have it. But then I was like, right away, and this is what I do too, right away I'm pretty much like, and I see the tire is very good, and I'm like, how about we check it, and if it's good, we'll patch it, and we can do that. He's like, Okay, we can do that. So I guided him from wanting to buy a used tire to patching it because A, it was good, and B, I knew it was just a flat, right? And I could just repair it. And the customer stays happy, and I stay happy because like I don't have to go through the trouble of like looking, finding no tire, and then telling them, hey, we don't have one, you know. I just shortcut it, right? I kind of pretty much knew we don't got it, but anyways, raising the prices for the people who can pay is gonna be doing you very good for your business. So I just want to leave you with that. We're about to open up right now, so I'm gonna let you guys go, and I'll see you next time. Mamba out.